Hey, Hillside. So this is part two of speaking out of that passage in John 15 about abiding. Jesus is the vine and abiding in the vine. And this time I want to talk. Last week I talked about pruning, and I want to go a little bit farther down now. And Jesus talking about abiding in me, abide in me. And if you continue on past like the main part, what we think that passage going through, verse 8, there's a new little subheading over verse 9. And sometimes we look at those subheadings and we separate them, but really this is one message, right? And so as he continues on, the context of this is all about love. As the Father loved me, I also have loved you. Abide in my love. And if you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. So it's about this keeping his commandments. Like love is keeping his commandments and obeying. And, in our culture, we have so screwed up love as this emotional feeling and this, this thing, just this feeling comes and goes. But this essence of love is tied to obeying. His word. And so when he talks about abiding, it's the things, a lot of times I heard another pastor talking about this passage, and I love this. Really kind of opened up some ideas, things that I had been thinking and learning, but this kind of made it all click. And so that is that, often we talk about that abiding in God's love, being connected to him, and we think about the spiritual disciplines. So reading my Bible, praying, worshiping in a church body, and these are good things. But he talks about how those things often, they're not the abiding, it's the trellis, right? The trellis on which the vine is growing and budding fruit. And sometimes we can do those things. We can read our Bible and we can pray without actually having a love, like a real connection and a delight and a joy and enjoyment in God and in loving him. So that abiding really is, what are those things that make you love God, that give you delight, that really make you more connected to him, aware of his love, and make you want to obey him and live for him. So he talks about for him, and maybe that's for you, it's something like some people in our church would say, a cup of coffee out on my back deck or my backyard or my balcony and enjoying the sunset. I love hiking and being in nature. Maybe I love reading books, or just enjoying excellence, I think, is one thing. Like when I watch, part of the reason I love sports and like really high level things, or even certain music and things like that, is I love watching excellence, things that are really well done. And that, speaks of God's intent and design and his love, how he instilled these things in us. So whatever makes you connect to God's love, that is the abiding. And then the spiritual disciplines come out of that, and they're the trellis that the fruit can grow on. So that's what I have for you today. I'll see you next time, Hillside.